Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. Okay, so it is a very spooky, dark, rainy Halloween day in Indianapolis today, and I'm absolutely loving it. It has been raining off and on all day today. But there is a bit of a Halloween mystery going on. I have to tell you a bit of the Halloween mystery. Okay, so I was taking the dogs outside right before I was getting ready to vlog, so that they could, have done their potties and stuff, and they were going to go hang out with Alex upstairs. And so Laura was outside, and Laura was like, hey, I want to come over and hang out for a little bit. And I said, okay. And so I said, let me get the dogs inside. And so then I got the dogs inside, and she came over, and we were sitting here talking. And we were talking about neighborhood stuff. I'll get into that in just a second. Got some HOA drama going on that we were talking about. So anyway, we're talking about all this kind of stuff, and this is what Laura and I talk about when she comes over here to hang out, right? So we're just kind of sitting here like in silence at one point, looking at it raining. Oh, so this is why she stayed over here a little bit longer, because it was raining so hard. She's like, when it starts letting up, I'm gonna go back over to my house. And I said, okay, because she had a bunch of errands to run. She's going to Lowe's right now. So I said, so we were sitting back, and she goes, I said, it's really a nice day or something. I can't remember how. Anyway, she goes, yeah, what do you think the temperature is? And I said, oh, I don't know, about 75. And there's like a cool breeze outside. It's been very cool all day today. And I said, oh, about 75. And she goes, oh, no, it's much warmer than that. And I said, well, what do you think it is? And she goes, 82 or 83. I said, oh, Laura, there's no way. And she goes, well, what do you think it is? I said, I told you, 75. And so we look in the weather app. This is the Halloween mystery, okay? We look in the weather app, and it said it was like 63 or 64 degrees. I think it said it was 64 degrees. Well, right before I started this vlog, which was literally like she left and then I started the vlog, it now says that it's 77 degrees, okay, in the vicinity. How did it go up 13 degrees? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call Laura because maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it did. No, watch. She's gonna say no. It said 74 degrees.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Did you make it to Lowe's yet?
Yeah, I'm in the parking lot.
Oh, okay. I saw you. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
This is kind of a strange question.
Okay.
Okay, you know when we were having our very deep conversation about the weather?
Oh, yes.
And we were like disagreeing about like what we thought the weather. Okay. And you said you thought it was like 83 or something like that, and I said, oh no, it was like 75. Remember when we looked up the weather. What did the temperature say it was?
It said 64.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought too. Okay, so I just looked on the weather app, and it says it's 77 degrees.
What?
And I looked it up twice when you were sitting here, and it said 64 both times.
I know, you showed it to me.
And I even showed you that it said Indianapolis. So how did it go up 13 degrees since you
I
left
don't
my
get
front
it.
porch? It's you know how we wanted a neighborhood mystery to solve. This is the neighborhood This is the neighborhood Halloween mystery.
You gotta check back, too, later and see if it's gone up or down.
Yeah, I'll look later. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye. It's a neighborhood Halloween mystery. It's also a neighborhood Halloween... Oh, God, it just got kind of cold out here. I actually brought my hoodie out. It's sitting over my legs. We should look and see if the temperature keeps on going up and down throughout the whole video. That would be so weird. Oh, my God. Like, you cannot make this up. It just... Look, it's 73. Did I not just say that it got cooler and it's now 73? Like, this is crazy. What is going on with the weather? This is so crazy. I swear to God, if it goes down to 64, I'm going to lose my mind. Anyway, happy Halloweener. Happy Halloweener. How are you guys doing? Happy Saturday. It's been a good Saturday already. So, today, well, Alex is leaving. I think he leaves for this wedding. I actually can't remember. I think he said he's leaving at like 4:30 for this wedding. I said to him earlier, the first time I took the dogs out and it was like raining outside, when I got them up this morning, I took them out and I brought them to bed with us, it wasn't raining then. And it didn't even really look like it was going to rain. I think it was supposed to be sunny and like 90 today or something. But earlier in the morning, it didn't look like it was going to rain at all. But then when I got up and I took them out again, it was like sprinkling. And it's kind of interesting because, like all the dogs we've had like react differently to like weather and stuff like that. Like Tucker and Pee-Pee really did not like the rain or the snow at all. Bradley, like he just hopped all through the snow. He loved it, Otis and Walter, at first, like, they seemed kind of confused. I mean, it's not like I take them out in the middle of a rainstorm, but like when it's lightly raining, they don't seem to mind. They're country dogs. They keep on telling me that. We're country dogs. We know about the rainstorms and stuff like that. But anyway, Walter just kind of stands there and he just kind of likes, I'm standing there on my leash. I'm standing under the tree so I don't get wet. And they're just kind of standing there like, what's going on? They kind of like it. And they shake it all out and stuff like that. But anyway, what was I saying? Talking about the weather. Oh, so I said to Alex when I came inside, so Alex has this wedding, this like work wedding that he's going to it with some people from work. I don't even know the person that's getting married. So he asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, I shared this the other day. I was like, well, are the husbands going? And he was like, not the ones that I know. So I was like, okay, no, I'm going to pass. I'm not going to go. Then I found out today that like one of his friends, so he's going with like 3 people, and one of the friends isn't even going anymore. So it's just like him and like, anyway. And the husbands aren't going to this. So, well, the husbands that I know are not going. So I said to him, I go, is the wedding outside? And he goes, I don't know why. And I go, at this point, it was like downpouring outside. And I go, it's like pouring down rain right now. He goes, are you kidding me? Now, you know, on a wedding day, though, I told him this. I said, you could tell the bride this. It's supposed to be good luck for it to rain on your wedding day. Did you know that? Is that true? I feel like I heard that somewhere. But anyway, so he's supposed to leave here, I think at like 4:30. I think it's like another one of these like quick weddings. I think the wedding starts at like 5:30 or something like that. And the reception's at like 7. And I said, like, are you gonna like stay the duration? He goes, I mean, we'll probably like, we'll stay for dinner and then we'll like, you know, have like a dance or two and then I'll probably come home. And I said, okay. So, spooky. So my plan was to take a long walk tonight. If it slows down, if the rain stops, then that is still my plan. Because I've got to like get these Alex Cross books done. I'm almost done with the second one. I listened to like an hour and 15 minutes last night. I read a lot too last night. I read a lot in my Kindle last night. The zombie book. Oh my God, I love that book so much. Anyway, and I watched TV shows last night. Oh my God, I did so much. But my plan originally was that when he left, I was going to like maybe film a video or two. I may still, when he leaves, film a video or two. And then I was going to do my vlog because I knew he was going to be gone this evening. And then like, you know, take a walk sometime in the evening or whatever. But now, if it's raining, I don't know how long it's supposed to rain. Let me look at the weather. I didn't look at this to see how long it's going to rain. It's actually a real... So, my plan was, I was going to film a couple videos, film my vlog, go on a walk, whatever. And then I was like, when I came out here today and it was like raining like this, I was like, this is like a perfect day. And I started a new show last night that I'm halfway through, and it is so binge-worthy, but we'll get to that in a second. And I was like, this is a perfect day to just like binge-watch movies, read all day long, hang out with the dogs inside. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get my vlog done really early, and then if I don't film any other videos today, I won't. Rain showers, 73 degrees right now. Let's see hourly if it's supposed to stop. Oh, it is supposed to stop. Well, it says it's supposed to. 5 o'clock, it says sunshine. So, and then 6 o'clock rain, and then 7 o'clock sunshine. Indiana makes no weather, or Indiana weather makes no sense. It says it's supposed to be a high of 84 today. Cloudy, some light rain will fall throughout the day. It's been heavy rain all day. Tomorrow, 87, partly cloudy, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, which probably means it'll pour down rain all day tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 88 the next 5 days, 87 tomorrow, and then 88 the next 4 days, and 81, then down into the 70s again. See, like right now, there's like a real cool breeze coming up here. I was like, I'm looking at the temperature. I'm like, did the temperature drop again? No, it's still 73. I might have to put my hoodie on, but if I put my hoodie on, you know what? I got my new outside blanket that I bought this week. Now I really do feel like, here Laura and I were sitting out here talking on the front porch about the weather, which made me feel like an old person. Now here I am putting my hoodie like this, like an old person. This is like at the casino. They put their sweaters on backwards like this, all my old lady friends that are like in their 90s pulling on the slot machines. Anyway, so I was like, well, since it's going to rain all day today, hopefully, I mean, like, right now it's not really raining that hard. I could walk in this. The problem is, if I walk in this, I tend to just walk around this neighborhood like 10 times because I don't want to get too far out of this neighborhood because I don't want to get caught in a rainstorm. It's part of it, you know what I mean? So we'll just have to kind of see how the weather goes. I walked last night, so we'll just kind of see how that goes. But then I was like, well, today is like a perfect day to just like lay in bed. Today's a perfect day for my husband, except for he has to go to this wedding, but he's just laying in bed. And so he was kind of like falling asleep with the pups and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go vlog now. But anyway, the first weekend that I got the dogs, actually, you know what? I have not finished that movie yet on, I think it's called Let Me In. It's that horror movie. The same producers and creators just came out with a movie like a couple months ago called Bring Her Back. I started that movie. I watched like 3 horror movies that weekend. I just laid in bed with the dogs. That was one of the best. Why is the video going out of focus? That was one of the best weekends ever. Like when we got the dogs and I just laid in bed with them while they like napped and stuff. And I had the iPad set up in bed and just like watch movies. That was such a great weekend. And so I was like, well, maybe that's what I'll do today. You know, and maybe when Alex goes to the wedding, like I feel like this is going in and out of focus. I can see that it's not. I can see a little bit better outside than I can inside in the dark. It went out for a second and then it came back in. But anyway, I was like, well, maybe I'll just put my iPad up on the bed and then I'll just put on some scary movie, and then because it's raining, you know, and it's dark and spooky outside, and then me and the dogs can just lay in bed, and they play a lot in bed, but then they kind of just, it's so funny, like last night, I was sitting at the computer. Okay, so Audible is having, what is going on here? I should just put the hoodie on, shouldn't I? But see, then my legs get kind of cold. I'm just going to put the hoodie on. So Audible is having a huge sale right now. If you're an Audible listener, Audible is having like this huge sale. So I was going, like I was on the computer looking at this, all my books on my wish list is what I was doing. And so I was like, I'm going to buy some of these books. I didn't end up doing it because then I was like, I wanted to go through. So on my phone, like whenever somebody like talks about a book on like Facebook or Jordy's Book Club on Instagram or some of the other bookstagrammers that I follow, or if I just see like a review of a book that comes up and I'm like, I really want to read this book, or this book looks really good or whatever, I screenshot it. Then I go in to Audible and I add it to my wish list on Audible. See, now my legs are a little chilly. Then I add it to my wish list on Audible. I don't know if anybody else does this. So like, I probably have it in here, but anyway, I have like, if you go through my receipts or my pictures in my phone, I'll literally have like 8 books in a row just screenshot that I look up. Then I add it to my wish list. Well, there are probably about 20 books that I haven't added to my wish list. That's why. So I wanted to like add those books to my wish list before I like ordered it. And the Audible sale, this is not sponsored or anything, I just found it out on my own, I think goes on for, well, it'll tell me if I go into Audible. I think it's 3 more days. It was 3 more days last night, so maybe it's 2 more days. Here, I'll look it up, because I want to get this. This is one of the books I want to get, called Everyone is Lying to You. So, 2 days and 12 hours, as of right now, that I have. So, like, the non-member price, well, what's the member price? So, like, this book is $9.90 right now, which is pretty cheap. If you do it, though, I will tell you this, and you have any credits, make sure when you go out of your cart that you don't apply the credits to it. You have to go, because it'll apply the credits naturally, that you have to go through and take the credits out. Because, like, I don't want to waste a credit if a book is, like, $5 or $6. Because that's a really cheap book on Audible, $5 or $6. So a credit is about $11 to $12. I think I've explained this on here before, but people that use Audible, let me explain to you how I do it. So a credit is, and I have 2 credits right now. A credit is, like, $11.55 or something like that. And so if a book is anywhere between, like if a book is under $11.55, I just purchase it. I just pay my own. Now I'm a little warm in this hoodie. This is the problem. This is the problem with the hoodie. If the book is like under $12, I purchase it. Usually if it's under about $14, I'll buy it on my own. I usually save my credits for books that are like $17, $18, $20, because there are books on Audible that, you know what, I put this pillow up sideways last night and that was much better. Yeah, it's a little bit warm for that. So I save my credits for books that are like $17 to $18 and up. 15, 16 maybe I'd use a credit for. It just kind of depends. But I won't use a credit for a book that's, first of all, with the Audible membership now, there's so many books that are included in your membership, number one. Number two, now that I have Kindle Unlimited, if it has the, Nikki taught me all about this, if it has the earphones next to it, it means it's included on Audible. You get the Audible download if you have a book on Kindle Unlimited. So that's something else. So it's a lot of access to a lot of Audible books, which is, I didn't know, but then like, so anyway, it'll come up on your Audible library, number two. Number three, so there's a lot of free books that are included on your Audible membership. And now, like, when you go through Audible, here, I'll show you. So, like, when you're going, so it says, like, I have 2 credits, and then it'll say, like, because you recently listened to, so it's pulling up all these James Patterson books, okay? Next up in your series, it's pulling up the September for James Patterson. And it's pulling up the next book in the Tawny Kappas series. And the Clown in the Cornfield, number 3, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And then only from Audible. So there's Audible originals that they have, which a lot of those are really, really good. Thrillers and suspense, and it's recommending me all these James Patterson again. More listens we think you'll enjoy. And then it has trending on Goodreads. This is an area of Audible that I find a lot of books on because it's books that people are talking about. They also have like trending on TikTok on here as well, I think. But like this Wild Card book right now is a lot of people are talking about, and you can see like the Thursday Murder Club is on here because they just made the movie about it. The new Richard Osman book, Thursday Murder Club, is coming out on the 25th. Six of Crows. Why are people talking about Six of Crows from Leigh Bardugo? It's a duology. I read the first one, but not the second one. But anyway, and then it has the bestsellers on here, which is Dan Brown is on here. We Are All Guilty Here, Wild Card. The Let Them Theory has been on there for like, I don't know, like 12 months. Sister Wife by Christine Woolley Brown. Project Hail Mary, which I just listened to. Elizabeth Gilbert. That book, so I didn't know who she was. And somebody said, oh, Elizabeth, they said it, I think it was in the vlog. They're like, oh, Elizabeth, I was talking about the Dan Brown book getting released. And they said Elizabeth Gilbert new book coming out. I didn't know. She's the one that wrote Eat, Pray, Love. I didn't read that. That book is getting panned. It is getting really, really bad reviews. Dungeon Crawler Carl, it just got a movie adaptation. I love that book. The Charlie Sheen book, that's because his documentary is on Netflix right now. Tony said it's actually really interesting. Stephen King book, there's a lot of memoirs on here. Stephen King book, The Long Walk, I really want to see that movie. Sherry Lapina, she didn't see it coming. I just bought this. Nikki read this book, and now she's in love with Sherry Lapina. And I said, aren't all her books, like, I think I read, like, The Couple in the Next Door or something like that years ago. It was when I was part of that one book club. I can't remember. But anyway, where they'd send you a book a month. And I said, aren't a lot of her books like really similar? And she's like, I just love them so much. Nikki loves those Sherry Lapina books. But anyway, it has the bestsellers and new releases that are recommended for you. Series picks for you. Trending listens we think you'll listen to, you like. We think you'll enjoy. Popular listens, nerds to have your taste. Coming soon. So then it has all of like the coming soon books that are coming soon. But then it has, there's a section on here. New releases included with your membership. And then it has all these sections for like books that are included in your membership. See, I thought my neighbor was coming out. So then you get a lot of books that are just included in your membership that are free. So you pay for 1 credit a month or 2 credits a month. I have like the highest one you can, because I buy extra credits. So I think I get 2 credits a month. I have 2 credits right now. But anyway, so like, the James Patterson books are actually, they're sometimes kind of expensive. Let me look at this one and see how expensive this is. Well, it's on sale, so you can't really tell right now. So most of the books on Audible right now are 50% off. They usually do like twice a year, they'll do like a 50% off sale. So for example, if this is kind of how I do things, like I was saying, a credit is between like $11 and $12. So if a book is like $14 or less, I'll buy it like myself. You can go in there and you can buy it yourself, just like you'd buy anything else, you know. And then if it's like 15, I think about 15 is usually when I start. 15 to 20, I use a credit for it, because I'm like, that's a lot more than does it make sense? And you're getting worth your credit. I wouldn't like use a credit on a $9 book. And when I have friends of mine that just start using Audible, they'll be like, oh, I'm picking a book out on Audible that I want to listen to. And I'm like, well, which book are you going to pick? And they're like, well, I don't really know. It's kind of beside these two. And I'm like, well, this is what I would do. Because a lot of people that use Audible will never, like, they won't buy a book. I mean, to me, it's not a whole lot different than going into half-price books or Barnes & Noble or the grocery store. I mean, and paperbacks now are $15. So if you're buying an Audible version, no, you don't have it to keep. You have it to keep in Audible, but $15 versus like $7 on Audible, I mean, to me, you know, it's cheaper than a Happy Meal these days. So, like, I've explained to my friends, I'm like, you might want to save your credit for a more expensive book. You don't have to, but like, that's what and I explain what I do. And they're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Thank you. So anyway, but I was going in last night. Why did I start talking about this? Oh, because I was sitting at the computer when the dogs were running around. And I was like adding all these books. But then I was like, well, I was like adding all these books from my wish list to my cart. I had like $100 worth of books on there. Some of the books are really cheap on Audible right now. They're like $4. Some of them are like, I would say the average is between $10 and $12 because they're 50% off. So it's 50% off the non-member price. Okay, that's important because the member price is cheaper than the non-member price. So it's 50% off the non-member price, but they're still pretty cheap. So I was going through and I was adding like books I was going through my wish list and I was adding books from my wish list to my cart. And then I was like, oh, well, I have all these books that I screenshot that I haven't added to my wish list yet. So I'm going to do that. I'll do that tomorrow and then do it. Well, the dogs the whole time were running around, just running around. Alex went to dinner last night and then he and his girlfriend went to some new place. They ended up at Ball and Biscuit, but they ended up at some place downtown. He wasn't home too late last night. I was kind of surprised. Husk on Mass Avenue they went to. He had a good time last night. But anyway, when he came home, I think I had just gotten back from my walk. And so we talked for a little bit, and then I took a shower. I took a nap at some point, but I took a really short nap. Tanya and I talked last night. Nikki and I talked last night. My sponsor and I talked last night. I talked to somebody else last night. Anyway, so when I was on the computer, they were running around like crazy. I mean, they just like chase each other one way and then chase each other another way. And they just like, and they love the landing on the stairs going up. Like by the end of the night, when they finally like crash out and are ready to fall asleep next to me while I'm watching TV, I'll like go into the kitchen to get like another cup of coffee or a glass of water, and I'll look up the stairs and there's like 8 toys on the landing. They love to just lay on the landing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the comfort of hearing the fan when Alex is asleep, or that they can like, you know, see the lights on in the kitchen but the rest of the house is dark, and I don't know what it is, but they love the landing. All of our dogs have really liked it. So we have a landing at the top of our stairs before the bedroom, but then the stairs go up like this, and then there's a landing, and then they go up again. The basement's the same way. They don't like the basement landing, but they like the one that goes up. I think maybe they can just, like, lay there and chew on their toys and, like, look at everything. Because you can see, you know, like, anyway. But last night, they just ran and ran and ran and ran and ran. And then finally, all of a sudden, Otis just, like, he just, like, fell to the floor. And he was like, and I went over to, I was like, are you okay, buddy? And I, like, picked him up, and he was so tired. And he just, like, laid down next to me while I watched my shows. So anyway, I feel like this vlog is all over the place. People say they don't mind it when it's all over the place. It always is. It always has been all over the place. I need to get some kind of order. Okay, so today, let's start with today. Got up, took the dogs out, brought them in, brought them back to bed, got up again, took the dogs out, had lunch with the dogs, took the dogs out again. Okay. Then Laura came over. Then that point, it actually seems like it's getting a little bit nicer. Like for a while it was kind of like really dark, and now it seems like it's getting a little bit brighter. Then Laura came over, we hung out and talked, and then now I'm vlogging. And when I get done vlogging, it'll probably be pretty early, but I don't even know. Yeah, it'll probably be pretty early still by the time I get done vlogging. And then when I get done vlogging, I might take a really early walk today. Like, I mean, as soon as I get done vlogging, well, it's 2:21 right now, and I've been vlogging for 24 minutes. So if I get done around 3:15ish, I might take a walk from like 3:30 to 4:30, and then like come back right before Alex leaves, or you know, and just take a shorter walk tonight. That way I won't worry about getting caught in the rain. I'll still get my walk and take an earlier walk tonight. And then my plan is to finish the show that Tanya told me about last night that I started watching, that I really didn't think I'd like, and I ended up loving it. Maybe laying in bed with the dogs, watching a movie, and I really, really want to read tonight too. That's the other thing. So it's going to be a very nice, relaxing evening. So yeah, last night was good. I'm trying to think. I actually, like, yesterday when I, like, looked back on it, I was like, I filmed so many videos today. Like, I actually filmed so many videos this whole week. I, like, went through and counted my videos. I've made something like 55 or 56 videos this month already. That's crazy that I've made so many videos this month. But anyway, I, like, went through, because I keep a list of, like, for every vlog I make, so I keep a list of how many I've made on each channel. So I went through the other day and I counted them. Well, that was probably like 3 days ago, so I don't even know how, 60 some now that I've made. I was like, who is it that's waving to me? It's my new neighbors across the, her boyfriend has a real long beard. And he was like, I was like, who is Jerry Garcia waving to me right now? But it's my new neighbors that are, like, redoing their condo and they're moving in. They should be moving in, like, really soon, actually. I'm trying to think of, like, my day yesterday. What time did I vlog yesterday? Let me look at my text messages and that'll kind of tell me. Oh, well, I know what happened yesterday. My dad texted me, what time was this? Because this is right when I was done vlogging. What time did I get done vlogging yesterday? So my dad texted me yesterday that my aunt was in the hospital. So, and then I ended up talking to my dad on the phone. So my aunt, my dad's sister, the one that I used to go spend, like, summers with on the farm and stuff like that, is really, really sick. Strangely enough, and I don't want to get into the details of it, but strangely enough, it is because of blockage due to a kidney stone. Like, this is so bizarre to me. Like, my dad and I were talking about it, and he's like, well, you know that my whole side of the family has kidney stone issues. And he's like, you know, I was asking him, because I see the doctor this week, and I was, like, asking him about, like, issues that I need to ask my dad, you know, whatever, and, like, lingering pain that I had and whatever. And he was like, well, he was like, Pete, my dad calls me Pete. He was like, I have had, because my dad's passed so many kidney stones in his life. He's like, the pain you're explaining to me, he goes, I've had a lot of that pain, like, weeks after I passed a kidney stone. He's like, my guess is that, if I had to guess, he goes, I think that you probably passed it. Like, you got up in the middle of the night and passed it. And this is the pain that's, like, it's irritating inside. It's just like it's healing itself, right? So anyway, my aunt is good. They put it, I don't really understand it. My dad was kind of explaining it to me, and then I was texting my cousin, her daughter, that is, like, my closest cousin on my dad's side. And I can't really, she said something about they put a stent in. So she has a rather large kidney stone, and they put in a stent to relieve the pressure from the stone, which they think should help. The doctor said, though, it might get worse before it gets better, and they're just, like, watching her really, really closely right now. So please pray for my aunt. So that happened, and then I ended up talking to my dad yesterday on the phone for a long time. Well, he and my stepmom both, because whenever I talk to my dad, like, they always put me on speakerphone. So I was talking to them for a long time. But they were actually, like, my stepmom was texting me about going roller skate. She's like, do you remember we used to go roller skating with your aunt? And, so I talked to my dad for a little bit. And then, to be honest with you, I just was kind of like, I was feeling a little bit down from all of that yesterday. And so I was like, I need to get out of my head. And so that was when I went on my walk. And I took a good walk last night. I listened to some music. And I listened to some of the audiobook. And then when I came back, no, it had to have been later than that, because when I came back, it was right around the time that Alex came home. Anyway, I took the walk, took a shower. The dogs were super, super tired, like, early last night. And so, like, we were, like, hanging out in bed, and they were, like, falling asleep, like, next to Alex. And so I was like, well, while they're sleeping right now next to you, I think he was scrolling on TikTok. I was like, I think I'm going to lay down for a little bit. So yeah, the camera stopped. And then when I got up, that's when I talked to everybody. When I talked to Tanya last night, she and I talked for a really long time. I feel like I talked to everybody last night for a really long time. She and I talked for an hour and 16 minutes last night. I don't even know how that's possible. Anyway, so when I talked to Tanya last night, we were talking about different TV shows. What did she say to me last night? Because I was just I said, oh my God, Tanya, I was just telling the story about Silent Patient on the vlog. What were we talking about? Because I said to her, I go, Silent Patient. And she just started laughing at me. And she goes, I'm not ruining it for you. I go, you are though, Tanya. What was she telling me about? It was something she had just watched. What was it? It was a movie she had just watched. So anyway, because then she told me, she was like, you got to watch this show. And I was like, don't tell me one thing about it. She started getting in. I said, Tanya, please, if I'm going to watch the show, like, don't tell me anything about it. So, what is that ringing noise? Do you guys hear that? I still think about that ice cream truck that everybody could hear that one day. That was so freaky because we never see any ice cream trucks in our neighborhood, ever. Like, that was so weird to me that day. Do you hear that ringing? Maybe it'll just stop. That's so bizarre. What'll be weirder is when I play it back and it's not there, and then people will be like, I don't hear what's ringing you're talking about. So Tanya told me to watch this show called The Girlfriend last night. And it's on Prime. It's based on a book. I looked up the writer last night. She's written like 8 books or something like that. I almost kind of feel like it's somebody's car door open. But why would it be ringing that long? Anyway, so it's with Robin Wright. Tanya kept on saying Sean Penn's ex. Sean Penn's ex is in it. So it's 6 episodes. It's on Prime. I'm on the 4th episode right now. I don't even know. What did I watch before that? I watched something before that. Oh my God, I'm in the final episode of that romance con scam. What is that noise? That's about enough to drive somebody crazy, isn't it? So I'm on like... I feel like I need to go look. I swear to God, if I like play this back and it's like nobody else can hear it but me, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to stop this for a second. I'm going to go look and see. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's my new neighbor's alarm going off. But their alarm sounds different than ours. A lot different. So I was like, but they have a car parked out in front, and then they have a car in their driveway. And then my neighbor, she's gone, but the gardener and the griller, but his car is there. So I was like, I kept on like walking closer, and I'm like, is it one of these, like, I'm confused. Is it one of these cars? And it's their like house alarm going off. So anyway, I don't need this anymore. It's actually pretty warm. But I did bring another battery out, because I was like, I'm not going to go inside and get another one if it goes warm. It just got, the sun's coming out again. And I know people are going to be like, oh, look, it got even colder. It's 72 out when I thought it was getting warmer. It could be an hour with the alarm in the background, so I don't know. But, oh, no, it just went off. They just fixed it. So anyway, what did I watch last night? Hold on, let me look at my shows. Oh, no, I know what I did. That's when I read. So all 3 of us have the same alarm system. And our alarm system is like, I mean, it's like crazy loud when it goes off. It doesn't sound like that at all. That almost kind of sounds like, anyway, it almost kind of sounds just like a fire alarm or something, doesn't it? Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so I sat in a chair and I read last night. Part of the problem with reading, I was telling Laura this today. She's like, her dog's the same way. Part of the problem is the dogs do not love me unless to sit there and read for a long period of time. They don't love me to do that unless they're asleep. And they were very playful last night. So I was sitting in my chair reading my Kindle, reading my zombie book. And I get about 5 minutes into it. And all of a sudden, Walter would come up in the chair and he'd be like, he stands up on the side of the chair, like, pick me up, Dad, pick me up. So then I put my book down, I pick Walter up, and I like hold him like a baby, and then I'm like, you know, telling him all the good things and whatever, and then I put him in the chair, and then he walks around. But then he gets real bored. Walter gets real bored. Like, Otis can kind of play by himself and do his own thing, but like Walter gets real bored. So if he sees Otis just sitting over there playing with like a toy or whatever, he jumps down immediately. Well, then Otis will come over, and then Otis will be like, you know, he gets up there and I can just see the top of his little head. And he's like, Dad, let me up, Dad, let me up. So I pick Otis up and I hold him like a baby and all this kind of stuff. And then he'll lay down. But then Walter's jealous that Otis is up there. And so, and it's almost kind of, sometimes it's kind of this funny game. Because it's kind of like, Otis will see that Walter's playing with a toy that Otis, it's almost kind of like they're really, like, they think this way. Like, Otis will come up there. Because then, when Otis is up on, like, the ottoman or the chair with me, then Walter will get real jealous, and then he'll want to come up there. But what I've noticed is that usually it's like, Walter will be playing with some toy that Otis wants. And so, as soon as I pick up Walter, Walter snuggles real close to Otis, and then Otis will sit there for like a minute or two, and then stand up, stretch out, jump down, and go play with the exact same toy that Walter was playing with. And I'm like, oh, well, he just wanted that toy. And then Walter just sits there, and he looks so sad with his little sad eyes, like, well, Otis, I was playing with that toy. Am I making this all up in my head? Probably. So there was a lot of picking up last night. Well, I was trying to read, but I did read for quite a while last night on my Kindle. If you like zombie books, I have to tell you, well, I'm only like, I mean, I'm working my way slowly through this Zombie Fallout book 1. There's like 30 books in the series. My favorite zombie book series of life is As the World Dies by Rhiannon Frater. I love that book series so much. This one might be a close second. This one is really, really good. And this is the Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo. And it's on Audible, it's on Kindle, you can buy it anywhere. You can get the paperbacks of it. I am loving this so much. Do you know what I realized the other day when I was going through, like, I keep lists of, like, all the zombie books I read, all the cozy mystery series I've read, all that kind of stuff. We actually read book 1. Remember I was talking about how before the True Crime Book Club was the True Crime Book Club, we just read, like, all kinds of different stuff. When it was the first year that it was Peter's Book Club. There's a series of books called My Life as a White Trash Zombie by Diana Rowland. They're actually done really, really well. It's about this woman that gets turned into a zombie, but she works in, but, like, she doesn't, like, change all the way. And she works in a coroner's office. It's really, really good. Mel ended up reading all of them, and she loved them. I only made it through, like, the first 2 or 3. I think the first 3. And I stopped for some reason. I do this with series all the time, and then I stop. And that was really, really good. So if you like zombies and you want a series, I don't know how many there are in that series. All these kids are walking by right now, and they all have, like, these, like, those hunter boots on, and they're carrying these backpacks and stuff like that. Okay, so Laura and I were talking about, this is really why she came over here to talk about. So there's this huge thing going on right now with our neighborhood, okay? I was going to look up these Diana Rowland books. I don't know, she may have written so many more since then. My Goodreads takes so long to load. Diana Rowland. Why is it not pulling it up? Here it is. My Life as a White Trash Zombie. It's such a great title, isn't it? Oh, I gave it 5 stars. Look at that. And I read it. What does it say I read it? Edit dates of reading it. 2018. Oh my God, September 4th, 2018 I finished it. Okay, so how many books are there in the White Trash Zombie series? We'll see how many I read. Oh, I just read the first 2. Yeah, Mel read the whole thing. There's 6 of them. The last one was written in 2017. Has she written anything else? She is such a, I love her book. I love those 2 books that I read. Mark of the Demon. Secrets of the Demon. It doesn't look like she's written anything in a long time. Whatever happened to her? Does she not write anymore? She must not write anymore. Do you ever wonder why, like, some writers just all of a sudden stop? I hope she's okay. Now I'm like, This is the rabbit holes I fall down. Hold on a second. Oh, look, I got 2 friend requests on Goodreads added. Okay. Diana, I'm going to look her up and see. Because I want to see if she's okay. Diana Rowland. Author. Yeah. Oh, she's just a couple years older than me, and she's 58. She won the Goodreads Choice Awards Best Horror for that. Well, what is she doing today? Does it say even? She got Facebook. She's got... Does she have an Instagram, though? Wikipedia. Where is she at today is what we want to know. Is she okay? In 2012, the audiobook of my life is a white trash zombie narrated by Alison Macklemore was nominated for an Audie Award. It doesn't say where she's at today. Well, it doesn't look like she's writing any more books. I hope she's okay. What happened to Diana Rowland? She presently lives in southern Louisiana with her husband and her daughter, where she is deeply grateful for the existence of air conditioning. Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, I hope she's good. Love that book. Love those 2 books. I should go back and read those, is what I was going to say. So anyway, I read for a little bit last night, and then Tanya told me to start this show. I think I screenshot it and put it up on my, so I can show you guys. Here it is. The Girlfriend. Have you guys heard of this? Okay, it's 6 episodes. Tanya kept on saying Sean Penn's ex. What she meant was Robin Wright. Okay. So, I don't want to ruin this for you guys, but I'm going to tell you right now, I did not think I was going to like this show. I said to Tanya, I said, girl, don't be telling me some show that's so stupid that I'm not going to like this weekend. I said, is it a thriller? She goes, it is such a good thriller. I said, it's a thriller? She goes, yes, it's a thriller. I go, it's really that good? She goes, yeah, it's that good. I said, okay. So, and she goes, it's like binge-worthy. Like, you can sit in one, like, setting and just watch it. I could have watched the whole thing last night had I started it early enough, but I started getting tired. So I was like, okay, I need to go to bed. I watched the first 3 episodes and I started the 4th episode. Okay, I'm not going to ruin it for you. But it's about this kid. Well, he's not a kid. He's like 27. His name's Daniel. And his mom is played by Robin Wright. And they live in London. And she is American. And she owns art galleries. And she's famous for owning art galleries. His dad is like a big like real estate developer. And so they're super wealthy. And like I wouldn't say like billionaires, but they're wealthy people. And like really wealthy people. And so his mom and him have like this really close relationship. You find out a family tragedy that happened, which makes them really, really close. He starts dating this girl named Cherry, okay? And the mom immediately is, like, suspicious of her. Like, she's like, I don't like her. Like, and you, as a watcher, are suspicious of her, too. Like, you think she's up to no good. You think she's a con. You think she's a scam and all this kind of stuff, right? Okay. Now, I just talked about this in the movie Weapons, because I did not love the way that Weapons did this. And I even talked about it being like that Sound and the Fury where it's like 5 people's different points of view. But for some reason in this show, it works so well. So in Weapons, what they would do is they would like take you through like the teacher her entire day. And then it would go to the dad his entire day. But it would be the same. You'd even see like some of the characters in the background, right? For me, it did not work in the movie Weapons. But in this, it works so well. Because like in Weapons, what it would do is like if my part of the movie was like me filming and you'd see me looking out here and whatever, right? And then the next episode, or the next part would be like Laura from my neighbor's point of view. And they would show her like driving off and leaving and she'd look over here and you'd see me. But nothing's really different. It's just different like points of view as far as vision. But in The Girlfriend, it's different points of view from perspective. And it's fantastic, okay? Because you watch it, and I didn't really get it at the beginning, because when it starts, so the 2 main characters' names are Laura, that's played by Robin Wright, the mother, and Cherry, the girlfriend, okay? And when it starts, it's like the whole half of the first episode is like him telling his mom he's dating her, his parents meeting her, her first encounter with the parents, okay? But when it starts, it says Laura at the top of it. I didn't catch it at first, okay? And this is not ruining it for you at all. It says Laura. So what you realize after you've watched the first episode is, oh, it's all like, it's from her perspective. I just thought it was like her story or like they were introducing her or whatever. But halfway through the episode, it says Cherry, and it comes up, and it goes back, and you watch exactly what you just watched. Some of it's new, but from Cherry's perspective. But the way that it's done so fantastically, and I didn't even catch on, is that, like, it's really like them showing you, like, the mom showing you, like, I was so nice, I was so compassionate, and, like, the girlfriend, like, her perspective is always like the mom is so nasty, rude, and the mom's perspective is always like the girlfriend's so nasty, rude, right? But it's deeper than that. I mean, that's just like the foundation for how they tell the story. The story, I mean, it's like each episode just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's only 6 episodes. Like, crazy stuff happens, and you never really know, the whole thing, you don't know who to believe. You don't know, like, what's the truth and what's not the truth. Like, that's the whole thing. I posted on my Instagram last night, I'm like, I'm loving this show, but I'm kind of confused. Because you don't really know, and I don't think you're going to find out till the very end, well, who was telling the truth? Like, what is the truth? But then they, like, each of them do some, like, I mean, it is such a great thriller, you guys. Like, the whole time, I very rarely think this, but as I was watching it, I was like, I so wish that I was, like, reading this as a book, because I think this would be such a great book to read. I texted Nikki and I was like, you would love this show. Like, you would love this as a book. So she's going to watch it tonight. But anyway, the cicada out today. Now it's kind of getting dark again, which, like I said, I don't mind. But anyway, so I watched 3 episodes of that, and then I went to bed. I feel like my life is so boring, isn't it? So I don't know, today, I'm kind of going back and forth between, like, just, you know, my vlog will be done, just relaxing, taking a walk, hopefully it doesn't rain, listening to my audiobook. I've got to finish this second Alex Cross book and get into the third one. The third one, I'm still catching up on the August books. And then next week, I'm going to start the September book. So the third Alex Cross book, I looked. This one I actually really like. So the one I'm listening to right now, I think it's called Cross Justice. Cross Justice. Which book is it? Does it say on here? It doesn't say. It's like, I don't know, 20-something. I really, really like it. It's about Alex Cross, Nana Mama, all of his kids. They go back to his hometown, which I think is like in West Virginia or Mississippi or something. I can't remember what state it's in. But anyway, because his cousin's on trial for, like, this murder case. And so Alex is like, he's not really assisting the defense. He keeps on saying over and over and over that he's really there. It kind of reminds me of a little bit. There was a book in the series that was called, it was Alex Cross's grandfather. I know I talked about it over here. I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, it wasn't about Alex Cross. It was a story that he told to his kids about his grandfather and something that happened in the town. So maybe that's why it reminds me of it, because they're in the same town. Whose name was Alexander Cross, and this, like, white attorney. It was very To Kill a Mockingbird. It was like James Patterson trying to be like Harper Lee, is what it reminded me of. Which, in all honesty, like, when Mel and I talked about it, I said I would kind of like this book if it wasn't written from James Patterson. Like, I feel like he's trying to do, I don't really understand what he's trying to do in this moment. But anyway, this kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but I like this one better because it's like Alex Cross is involved in it. And Alex keeps on saying, he's like, I'm not taking sides with anybody. I'm here for the victim. Like, I want to find the truth out for the victim. But the whole time that that's going on, there's like a backstory to it that, like, it's a setup. All the books, there's always, it's every one, it's a setup. You just don't know what the setup is. And so that part of the setup is, like, very, very mysterious and whatever. But I like this book. So when I get done with this book, then I'm trying to finish these by tomorrow. So after I finish this one, then I gotta remember to go in and order all these books before the sale is over. Okay, then I have Cross the Line. And that is why doesn't it say on here which number of books these are? Oh, that's book 24. So then I have Cross the Line, that's book 24. And it's actually shorter. It's like an hour shorter than the one an hour and 15 minutes shorter than the one I'm listening to right now. So I should be able to get that done tonight and tomorrow. If I finish the second one tonight. So that's my plan. And then starting next week, I'm going to listen to, there's next week, the week after, and then the final week, which is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I'm going to listen to an Alex Cross book each week of September. And then by the end of the month, I'll be caught up with the Alex Cross books. I'm really enjoying doing the Alex Cross read-along. I'm really, really having a good time doing it. I mean, I wouldn't say that the books are like super, super fantastic or anything like that. You know, like somebody said to me, and I know that a lot of people out there don't read as fast as I do, and I totally understand that. But like, or a lot of people read a lot faster than I do. I mean, my Aunt Kathy read like a book a day. So when you do like a book club or you pick a book or whatever, it's hard to kind of figure out what's a fair number of books you're going to do, right? Like some people do a book a week, some people do a book a month, things like that as far as like book clubs. So when I did the cozy book club, cozy mystery book club over my, well, let me back up. So reading the Alex Cross books, I wouldn't say I love every one of them, but what I do love is that I've read the whole series. Like I know everything about him, I know everything about his family. I love that I'm in the series. I love that the next book comes out, the final book, well not the final book, but the last book that's going to be out in the series so far, I think comes out in October. And it's the 34th book. So by the end of this year, like we'll have read all the books in the Alex Cross series, which I know people are like, big deal, they're James Patterson books. But I have to tell you, I've had quite a few conversations about the James Patterson, Alex Cross books, like at the pool. It's like a fun conversation piece. But for me, like me and Mel talk about them, like, and we laugh about stuff with like the audio versions and the sexy time music and the jazz music and all this kind of stuff. But it's kind of fun having read all of them in the series. The next series that we picked for 2026, I'm really excited about reading. I think it's a series that a lot of people have forgotten about. It's actually a series that is current, that is keep on going on. And I read like the first one probably like 20 years ago or something, 25 years ago, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm really, really excited about it. But I think we're going to do 2 books a month for that series. Right now we've been doing 3 books a month with the Alex Cross ones, but they're quick reads. So with the Cozy Mystery Book Club, I didn't really know what to do. I'm really kind of just basing it on the series, not like how many books, if that makes sense. So the first series that we're reading in the Cozy Mystery Book Club is, so I'm picking a series. This is what I'm doing with the Cozy Mystery Book Club. So I'm picking a series, and then we're reading all the books throughout the series. So I'm trying to pick like series that are kind of newer. Like, not like brand new. I mean, I would, but I'm talking about like books that have like anywhere from like 2 to 6, 2 to 8 books in a series, so that we can read all the books. And they're also current series that are going to continue to go on. That's like the plan. So that each new like cozy mystery in that series that comes out, like the Alicia Bassett books that I read, which was called that the Beach Murders or whatever. I still have the second one, Mustang Beach, to read. But like that would be a good example of it. So we would read like the first 2. And then the next one that came out, we would read it, which, does that make sense? Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do, is like pick like newer series. Because what I love about Cozy Mystery series is that sometimes they release 2 or 3 a year. But also, like, it's so fun getting into the series. But if you're all caught up, then you can't, I mean, this is what, not just with Cozy Mystery series, but any book series. You can't wait for the next book to come out. You know what I mean? I think this is Laura coming home. Hold on a second. Let's see if it's Laura. Oh, it might be my neighbor next door. On the other side. Well, if it is, they didn't pull in their driveway. It's another Halloween mystery. I can see, so the window, so pool crew lady number 1, they have 2 windows in their garage that are like curtained. So they're like movie screens to their driveway. So I can see like everything that they're doing in their driveway. I'm sitting here looking in the window. I was telling him this the other day. He, like I told him before, but he's cracking up. I don't know who that was and where they parked. And I don't hear anybody getting out of their car. I'll have to go look in a second. They parked out of my line of sight. I can't see. So anyway, I picked the Thursday Murder Club books. Okay, so I said all of September and all of October. So you have 2 months to read the books. I think at the point that I did it, it had been like the first week of September. So it's really like 7 weeks to read 5 books. Well, I'd already read the first one, so for me it's easy because I only have 4 books to read. They're longer books. And I know some people don't consider those necessarily cozy mysteries. I consider them cozy mysteries, and I think a lot of people do. And if you go to a lot of cozy mystery websites, they list the Richard Osman books. But a lot of people disagree on what cozy mysteries are or whatever. Cozy mysteries to me are just... The definitive for me is you categorize whatever cozy mystery you want to. There's no, like... I get, like, that's one of my main, you know, I'm putting a rant video together. I should put this on there. Is when people want to get so, like, I remember years ago, like, you know, we all started, there was like 5 of us as drama channels. And then it was like, oh, you know, then all the people that came after that, it was like, oh, I'm a commentary channel. I'm not a drama channel. I'm this. I didn't even know what the difference was. It was so confusing to me. So when people want to fight about, what do you call it? Like, that's not a cozy mystery. That's just a mystery. Just whatever. If it makes me feel cozy, I'm going to call it a cozy mystery. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. But what I do feel bad about is that a couple people commented and they said, it's interesting because a lot of people that watch my book videos are really fast readers. Like, I know Stacy. I know Stacy's watching this right now. Hey, girl, how are you? Stacy probably sends me 3 books a week to read. I mean, Stacy probably, and she's got kids that she takes care of. She's got a full life, okay? And Stacy probably reads 5 to 6 books a week. I don't even know how she does it. I mean, she was the one that recommended that, the Karen Slaughter book, which was like, I don't think Stacy listens to audiobooks. I think she just reads physical copy books. So I don't really know how fast people read, but I put the Thursday Murder Club book up thinking that, well, some people might be able to read 2 of them in a week. I remember when I listened to it on Audible, it took me like 2 days, 3 days to listen to. It wasn't like a super long mystery. And so I thought, well, I mean, that won't be that hard to finish. The battery just went to the halfway mark. Did I already show you? I brought another battery with me. So I was like, well, that won't be that hard. And then a couple people, it wasn't that many, it was like 2 or 3 commented and they said, by the way, I just want to say something. Somebody said on the vlog yesterday, they said something about, oh, it is my neighbors coming home. It was in reference to me talking about somebody saying about, I think it was in reference to me saying something about me like vlogging out here versus vlogging inside. And somebody said, I've noticed that you complain a lot about comments on my videos. I do. I feel like in the last, I really try to talk about how grateful I am for being able to vlog and have this channel and how grateful I am for all of you. And I feel like especially this week, like I have gone almost to the point of where it's probably like people are kind of sick of me hearing it. I thought that was an interesting comment. I don't really feel like, I'll be honest with you, there are comments that I could complain about if I wanted to, but I really don't. I really kind of just like, you know what, okay, that's how they're feeling for that moment. You know, like I hope they find happiness and joy in the next vlog that I bring. That's really kind of how I feel about it. I don't really feel like I focus a lot on or complain a lot about. I don't really, to be honest with you, get a lot of comments on my vlog to complain about. I thought that was kind of an interesting comment. Somebody said, I noticed lately that you complain a lot about comments. I don't really feel like I do. I think that, and I think what's interesting about it is that, and I've said this before, I can read 10, because every maybe 4th or 5th video I read comments on here. I can read 10 to 15 comments on here and thank you so much. And people don't ever care if I'm reading a positive comment or whatever. But man, if I address one comment, one critical comment, if I address one issue that somebody brings to me over here, if just one, I'm focusing on the negative or I'm complaining. I can't win for trying. I just can't. So, and maybe me addressing this right now is, you know, focusing on about. I was kind of surprised when I got that comment because I feel like, especially this week, I'm not going to say that I have never not done that. Oh, there's been times before when I've gotten some comments and I'm like, listen, I put my vlogs out there. Y'all have a way, you have a right to feel the way that you do about what I put out there, what I say, what I don't say, what I address, whatever, y'all. But somebody said, and it was specifically, I think, about the comment where I was talking about vlogging inside versus outside. I wasn't being negative about that. I wanted to clarify that for people to understand because there were a couple people that were like, and I know, and listen, this isn't the first time I've said this before. I remember people back in the day said, like, I miss you, like, and I guess maybe this was me again, addressing negative comments. I don't know, like, am I not allowed to do that on my own vlog, address a comment that I get? And I didn't feel like I addressed it negatively yesterday. I even said in my comment yesterday, I said, hey, listen, it's always my first choice to vlog out here too. And I understand that people want to vlog. I don't understand why me saying that was addressing a negative comment. I'm confused about that. But if you guys don't remember, years ago, when people are like, I miss you in the car, I miss you driving around in the car, and I said, listen, I don't drive anymore, okay? I was in a fatal car accident. I choose not to drive anymore out of respect for the family. Like, that's a choice I've made in my life. And I said, when you bring up, like, I miss those days, like, that's kind of a little triggering for me. And people stopped doing that. I think that's explaining things, it's setting boundaries. I didn't, in that moment, I didn't feel like I was being rude. I've still gotten comments since then when people are like, I miss you driving around in a car. I don't take it. Back then, I was not in a space where, like, I was still in a space where it was triggering for me. It's not as triggering for me today. But I just wanted to explain it because going forward, there may be videos that I film inside, and it's because I want to keep an eye on the dogs. Like, I wanted to make that very, very clear. It's not like I'm just sitting inside. I know the vlogs that I'm sitting in front of the computer are not as enjoyable. My friend Valerie told me that years ago. She's like, I don't like when you sit in front of the video. I've even said that on videos before, that my own friend Valerie don't like when I sit in front. Hey, Valerie, because she watches every one of my vlogs. She don't even like when I sit in front of the computer. I get that. I don't even feel like that's a critical comment that somebody made. I didn't feel like when somebody said to me, I don't know, this is where it's all weird to me, and I think sometimes, like, I don't know, but, like, when somebody said, I prefer the vlogs, and I knew the person that left it. She leaves a lot of nice comments. She's been supportive for years. There was 2 people that said it. There was somebody that said it and somebody that responded to it. Both of them have watched my videos for years and have always been really supportive to me. And of me. I didn't feel like it was nasty or rude at all. I just wanted to clarify for anybody else that might be feeling that way, that this is why I was doing it. But I even said yesterday, I said, it's always my first choice to vlog from the front porch. I just want to make it clear. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of created this thing over here on my channel where if I am like, oh, Judy said, I love your vlogs. Thank you so much, Judy. I really appreciate it. And then somebody says on here, I didn't like your review of Sister Wives. I'm just making this up, okay? And I go, oh, well, I'm sorry that you didn't like my review of Sister Wives. Like, we're probably all going to have different opinions about Sister Wives. I feel like that all of a sudden is perceived as I'm being rude about that. Like, but I read through comments all the time. And I'll be honest with you, I do skip, oh, there's a little chipmunk just ran over there. I do skip comments sometimes when I'm reading them online that I think are going to be like, oh, people are going to perceive that as me, like, responding to it. This is just me having a conversation like I would have with anybody. So, no, I didn't mean that. I don't feel like I have been, I don't even know how the comment was, I mean, maybe I should read the comment, but I was kind of, I'm not going to, because this is what's going to happen, okay? I can read 4 days a week, all the comments on here, and when I read comments, people are like, Peter, thank you so much. Oh my God, I heard my name. You mentioned my name, blah, blah, blah. The comments stop. This is where the perception comes across that you have to ask us, Peter Monn, okay? Because people be like, oh my God, I was like working or I was cleaning the kitchen and you mentioned my name when you read my comment. Thank you so much. If you leave a positive comment and I read it and I respond positively to it, then that's seen as ask-us-ing. But if you leave a critical comment and I address it because you're actually asking me a question that you want to know, and I address it, then that's perceived as me being negative, I guess. I don't know, like, I mean, do you want me just to pick a random comment on here and, like, explain it to you? Okay, we're gonna do that. Because this is confusing to me, in all honesty. Let me go in here. Sort by newest. Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna read the comment. Okay, this is a good example. So, apparently, well, okay. Now I kind of want to respond to some of these comments. Jade said, Peter, did you ever try the tide on your hair? I'm 42 and growing my white hair out, always looking to brighten my whites. No, I have not tried it yet. I'm kind of scared to try it, in all honesty, but I will, and I'll let you know. Okay, but, like, okay, like, here's one. Somebody said, I love that you're mentioning Robert McGammon. He's my friend and client. I photographed his author portraits for the past 7 years. Oh my God, that's so cool, right? But that's not even considered, like, what I would say is, like, people think it's like an ass. Okay, Glamums. She comments a lot. She DMs me, hey girl, how are you? She said, have a fantastic weekend, everyone. And then, so, like, that would be, like, perceived as that, right? Okay. But then on here, somebody said I was asking for movie recommendations, and Carissa, I'm just using you, girl. We're using you. You're the Carissa's going to be the example. So Carissa, please don't take this personally. But she said movies, The Holdovers. Okay, now this is a very good example of what I can do. On here, if I say, girl, I talked about that movie. I saw that movie 2 Christmases ago. I love The Holdovers. I've talked about it a lot. I've talked about how I have the soundtrack downloaded on my iTunes. I love the movie The Holdovers, so I'm not going to watch it again to review. People would see that. There are some people out there that would see me as being negative about how I addressed her, because I didn't go, oh, Carissa, thank you so much for recommending The Holdovers. Oh my God, I love that movie. But because you mentioned it, I'll watch it again. Thank you, Carissa. I'm not doing that. That's bullshit. I'm not, okay? I'm not. So if somebody says to me that they want to see me out on the front porch, listen, I say a lot. I want to know what you guys want, okay? Like, if you want me on the front porch, I'll do my best to be on the front porch. It really wasn't, I wasn't being negative about the comment. Like, I don't know what to say about that. I was literally answering a question. And that 2 people, I'm not going to call them out, that said something about it, have watched my vlog for years and are always really supportive and kind to me. Like, I didn't take it in any kind of negative way whatsoever. I don't know. It's like, sometimes it's weird to me. Like, I can say one thing and people be like, oh, you got kind of like upset about that. I'm like, well, I didn't feel upset about that. So I'm confusion. Like, I'm confusion is, I don't know. Can somebody please explain that to me? I guess number 1, number 2, am I not allowed to have a human emotion? Like, am I not allowed to, like, have a human response to something if it did upset me? Like, I don't really get a lot of comments that ever on any of my channels that really faze me one way or not, you know? Like, even if people are like, oh, like this, and you didn't understand this about Sister Wives, whatever, I'm just like, yeah, I guess I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get that bent out of shape by any of it. I'm not going to say I didn't feel that way 5 years ago, but I just really don't. Like, I don't get that bent out of shape about anything. And I really, over here, I don't really get that many negative comments. So I'm kind of confused about it a little bit. You know, but I'm totally open. Like, if on the comment section of this video today, I get like, and I'm talking about from people that I know that regularly comment on my videos, okay? Because I can see, like, when you all of a sudden, like, it's your first comment, and you're like, I've watched you for years. Yes, you're very negative. And I'm like, you've watched me for years, but this is the only comment you've ever left to tell me that I'm negative. Okay, well, that's weird that you would watch anybody for years, and then your very first comment is that they're negative. So I'm talking about, if several people out there that watch me on a regular basis are like, well, I've kind of noticed that too, well, I'll look out for that. I will be completely open to that. Listen, I ask my friends, I ask my family all the time, like, what are things I need to work on? That's how my friends and I talk. Tanya and I, those are the conversations that Tanya and I have. Like, Tanya and I will be talking about something and she'll say, you know, like, well, like, do you think I need to work on this? And I'll be like, yeah, girl, I kind of think you do, you know? And she'll be like, okay. And then we'll be talking about something and she'll say, well, babe, maybe you need to be more open-minded to that. And I'll be like, you know what? You're right, I do. If y'all want to bring something to me, I am totally open-minded to listening to it. It doesn't mean that I will always adhere to it. I just want to make sure that you understand that. Just because somebody says you need to do this or you need to listen to this or whatever, I want you to do this, doesn't mean that I'm going to change that tomorrow. But I'm very open-minded in that if somebody brings it to me, I'm going to listen to it. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to listen to it and be like, okay, well, here's what somebody had to say about it, and I'm being open-minded to that. But in all honesty, like, sitting in front of the computer this week, there was like 2 days in a row, I think I even said it on the second day, where I was talking about how grateful I feel about being able to do this for a living and get up every single day. I mean, I went on at length to the point where the second time or third time that I did it, I almost kind of felt like people are probably sick of hearing this. Like, this is like, Peter, you need to just shut up. Like, and so it's interesting to me. It is interesting, I will say, since we're talking about this, it's interesting to me that I film for an hour to an hour and 15 minutes every single day, and there are some people out there that consistently, the one thing you get out of an hour and 15 minutes every day is that a word to correct me on, or something negative that you, like, saw in my video, or something like that. Like, it's interesting, and that's every comment. And I just kind of let it go at this point. I'm like, hey, thank you for watching my vlog. I appreciate it. But that's interesting to me because, I mean, you can go in and you can look and see. And I'm not talking about every third comment. I'm talking about every comment, okay? And there's only probably a couple people that ever do that. And they kind of, after a while, get bored and just kind of fade off. And I mean, why would you continue to watch somebody that you don't really enjoy or that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't do that. I don't, like, I was thinking about Found today, that TV show, and I was like, didn't it get canceled? I never did go back and watch those 8 episodes that they ended up putting out that I didn't know. I don't watch, or I don't listen to books that I don't enjoy. I don't watch shows I don't watch YouTubers I don't like unless I have to cover it for a drama channel, and then I'm kind of out. Like, I don't get that, right? So that is weird to me when it's like every comment, like when I go in, it's like, because you kind of know after a while, when somebody's corrected you like 6 times in a row, you're like, okay, I know this person's name, and you go in and you look, and it's like they've corrected you like the last 6 videos. I get a lot of words wrong. I just do, you know? Or it's always like some kind of negative stance, and it's like, but do you really enjoy watching me? Like, is this enjoyable to you? Like, it doesn't seem like you're enjoying watching me. I make videos because I want people to enjoy them. If you're not enjoying me, life is too short. You should go somewhere and you should go watch somebody that enjoys you. And I'm not saying that because I want a mass exodus from my channel. I love that people are here, you know? But it is interesting to me when I feel like, oh, the battery's about to die. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. The new battery is in. But there's 2 things I want to say, and I was kind of thinking the other one when I was changing the battery, is that, number one, it is kind of weird to me, and this isn't the first time it's happened. You know, it's like, well, first of all, I just want to be really, really clear, okay? I didn't address the comment about me sitting inside versus outside because I was upset about it. If I came across that way, I don't know why. But that was not why I addressed it. I'll be honest with you. If anybody read into how I came across in addressing that, I am not super comfortable with addressing anything that people ask me over here because I feel like it's taken and twisted sometimes, if that makes sense, which I feel like it was done. Okay, so I don't really like to address anything. I didn't take any, I don't know if that was meant to be critical, but I didn't feel it that way. I just felt like people were saying, it's like when I'm on vacation and people are like, I miss you being at home. I know it's no different, but I miss you being at home on vacation. Well, F you don't want me to be on vacation. I don't take that personally at all. It's a comfort thing for people. I know, in my head right now, I can tell you, I know the 2 people, I know their names, I know their profile names, I know the person that responded to it, I know she done taken down her reply, I know who she is, she comments on a lot of my videos, on a lot of my channels, she's been very supportive of me for years, I know who she is, I take no criticism whatsoever. Actually, the fact that she said it to me made me really think, like, okay, well, what do I need to do so I can be out on the front porch more, because I think people really do enjoy me on the front porch. I'm open to hearing that. I didn't take that as a criticism. But I don't like to address a lot of things on here, and this is the problem, okay? Because then, if I address anything on here, right, then it's all of a sudden I'm being negative. So I really steer clear of addressing anything because I don't want to come across that way, and I don't want people to be like, because then it's twisted and turned, and Peter yells at his audience, and Peter does this, and Peter, no, I don't. That's bullshit. I don't. I know who I am. I'm not doing it right now. So I don't really know what to do. When people straight up ask me questions, you know, it's like, the other thing is, like, I try to read through comments, but sometimes, like, I mean, I'm kind of a snarky, you know, I'm kind of a sarcastic SOB a little bit, you know? It's like, I'll literally be in a video, and at the beginning of the video, I'll say everything that the dogs did, and then I'll be like, oh, and then they're upstairs with Alex right now. We went upstairs, we're hanging out, and now they're taking a nap with Alex, and I'll literally get a comment on my video from somebody that every comment they ask me on every video, where are the dogs? Where are the dogs? Where are the dogs? Where are the dogs? Would that not piss you off after a while? It's like either you're not watching my videos, or you're trying to do something with this. Why are you watching my videos? Obviously, I'm not enjoyable to you. Or you're not listening to my videos because I done said where the dogs are, you know? But if I say something like that and I even address it at all, then it comes across as, well, Peter's super negative. Or, no, I'm not. I'm not at all. You know, and I think, like, and so I've gotten to this point where I'll see stuff come up and go, and I don't mention it at all, even though I feel like I should. But the other night, the reason that I did was because, number one, I wanted people to understand I always love to sit on the front porch. This is relaxing for me, okay? And I know when people are walking by and I'm like, hey, how are you doing, Judy? You know, oh, hey, Tiger, how's Tiger doing? And I'm talking to Steve the squirrel and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's relaxing to me, and I understand it's cozier and relaxing to other people. But that being said, we're coming into a colder season. There's going to be times that I'm going to want to be inside because I'm watching the dogs because they're not asleep or they're not with Alex. And so I wanted to explain to people, I felt like I needed to explain that so that if I'm sitting in front of my computer, I didn't want people to think that it was just out of intention of, I don't even know why I'm getting into all this. This is just stupid. But anyway, I just want to make that clear. But I will say I have a tendency to not address stuff when it comes up on my video because, you know, like, this is one of the things that's really interesting to me and has been for a really long time. Like, I can go through these comments, like, literally, I can go through these comments right now, and I can read them and respond to them. And there would be so many people that would be like, oh my God, that made me so happy that you read my comment. Thank you for reading my comment. Thank you for answering my question. But one thing that if I ever just read one comment and I don't respond the way, then it's like all of a sudden I'm being negative about it. No, it's not. It's called having a conversation. Like, I don't understand that at all, you know? So anyway, enough about that. You know what? Actually, let's read some comments, shall we? Let's address these comments. Sally said, my neighbor, if you can call him that, I own land, and so my closest neighbor, you can't even see them. Oh, I would love that. Well, I think actually I'd be kind of scared to have that much land. I think I'd feel like a serial killer. But he uses an air horn. See, this is where, like, all of a sudden, even though I'm just, like, right now, like, all I'm really doing is explaining my point of view of where I'm coming from, and that, like, I don't even really like to address certain things because then it's perceived as negative, and I don't want this vlog to be negative to anybody. I want people to find this as enjoyable and to this to be relaxing and things like this. But even me addressing it, people will say, well, you shouldn't address the negativity. But what I feel like I'm doing is I'm just explaining to you why often I don't feel like I can ever say anything on this channel. You know, whether it's just explaining why I'm inside versus outside. Like something as simple as that I don't feel like I can even explain that. Because when I do, then all of a sudden I'm coming across as negative, you know? And I don't want to come across that way. I want people to enjoy my videos. And so now I'm in my head and I'm like, oh, people aren't going to like the last 15 minutes of this vlog and they're going to be over it and whatever. So I don't know what to do. I apologize. I don't want to do this going forward. I want to have fun over here. I want to explain what I do with my day and what I'm doing with my night. I want this to be a cozy, relaxing place for people. I want it to be a safe place for people. I just want it to be like sitting here having a calm conversation with people, you know what I mean? But if stuff comes up every once in a while, like if all of a sudden, let's just change this, okay? If all of a sudden I was sitting in the bathroom on the floor filming, and the third video, and I never said anything about it, and somebody said, I missed the videos of you filming other places, why are you always in the bathroom? And I address it and I say, well, this is the reason why, because of the lighting and it's cold outside. Like, I'm going to address those things. That's all I felt like I was doing. So I don't know. If I came across as negative, I really didn't mean to come across that way. So, and to the people, the person that left a comment about that, they've always left really nice comments. So that was kind of surprising to me too. I was like, well then, if they see it, like, was I? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. Now I'm even afraid to ask. Okay. So anyway, so Sally's talking about the coyotes. And she says, but he uses an air horn when he sees it on his land, and they hate that. I did not see the coyotes last night. I will tell you what I'm doing. But I can't buy an air horn, okay, when I live in it. And I think you actually end up saying something like that. Hold on a second. She said, and I hate that. I know that might not be feasible for you because you're in a neighborhood, but any loud noise, they will run. So they don't really come out till late at night. But I can't do any loud noises because all my neighbors are asleep. What I've been doing is this. Before I bring them out, like last night is what I did. Every time I took them out, before I took them out, I would go and I would like walk the perimeter. I went through Laura's like side yard. I went over here. I walked the perimeter for like 2 minutes. And then I came in, they have their harnesses on, and I keep them very close to me under here where the lights are on at night. That's what I've been doing. So last night it worked. I saw no coyotes last night. But you guys were so sweet about being concerned about that. I appreciate it. Kimberly said, I think all the VC Andrews movies are on Lifetime. They may be good for your movie review channel. You know what? Actually, that's a really good idea. I think I'm going to have to end up getting the movie club, the Lifetime movie club, at least a spinoff. This comment made me... now, am I shining her on too much? Am I giving Kimberly too much positive attention? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Kimberly, I don't like you. Am I giving her too much positive attention? I don't know. Anyway, so I love the V.C. Andrews books no matter how bad they are. I will always love them. Just like Whitney Houston said, I will always love you. Because I grew up with them. My favorites, which I actually have downloaded on Audible, Heaven. That's my favorite series. I've never read it all the way through. I think I've only read like the first 3 books, but I love Heaven. Flowers in the Attic is okay. It's they're all real depressing. But anyway, Melissa and I, we watched like The Flowers in the Attic, Petals in the Wind, If There Be Thorns. Is that the order they go in? Seeds of Yesterday is the 5th one. But anyway, when they were coming out on Lifetime, we watched them. The posters were so pretty for them, but the acting was so bad. But I might watch those. Those actually might be really good. You're right. Those might be really good for my movie channel. A lot of you guys gave me movie suggestions yesterday, which I appreciate. Kimberly, I think that... So just to show you on here, okay, like how, when I say that you can read everybody's comments, so I can just push Kimberly's name and then it'll show me all of her comments that she puts on here. Oh, it also shows me all of her subscriptions. She has subscribed to my movie channel. So thank you very much for that, Kimberly. I really appreciate that. Anyway, now everybody's scared. They're like, what? Prissy Kitty. Hey, Prissy Kitty. See? Prissy Kitty. Anyway, you guys can go. You can do it yourself. Anybody can do it. It's not just me. Stephanie said, oh, I can't read that profile name, but people are putting a pumpkin. Oh, because I asked for fall emojis yesterday. Stephanie said, during Christmas season, you should do reviews of the Hallmark Christmas movies and the Netflix ones. It would be awesome. Okay. Actually, Stephanie, since you asked this, if you've made it to this part of the video and you haven't unsubscribed because I'm so negative yet, could you guys list what Christmas movies, I don't care if they're made for TV movies, if they're super famous movies, I don't care what Christmas movies they are, but I'm going to review all Christmas movies during December, okay? And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Jasmine said, coyotes are so scary. I'm glad you and the doggies are okay. Oh, thank you so much. Minimalist said, happy fall. Hey! Alexa put a pumpkin, a leaf, and a ghosty. Love it. Penny said, I was putting off Wednesday too, but I just binged it over a few days and really... I know I'm going to enjoy it. Thank you for saying that. I know I'm going to enjoy that when I watch it. I almost started watching it last night, but now I'm in like 6 shows. It's getting bad. Okay, a couple people mentioned this new... And somebody asked me... So, These Four Walls said, I'd love your thoughts on the new horror film Together. I just watched it last night, and I'm still trying to make up my mind on whether I like it or not. Okay. Together movie. I meant to look this up earlier because a couple people mentioned this to me. Together movie. Can you stream it anywhere you see it in the movie theater? Oh, you get $19.99. Okay, here it is. Years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads when they move to the countryside. I feel like, don't they always do that? Abandoning all that is familiar in their lives except each other. With tensions already flaring, a nightmarish encounter with a mysterious and unnatural force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. Did this just come out? I mean, I'm not opposed to paying $19.99 for a movie. It's on Amazon too, to review. Rotten Tomatoes score 99. Here, I'm going to screenshot it. I also want to watch the one called Home with Pete Davidson. Has anybody seen that? Okay, well maybe I'll watch that one. Lisa and Lana put emojis. Ash put, I'm not sure if you've watched The Visit yet, but I highly recommend it. Scary and funny. I have not, I don't think. Rosemary and an Angel, or Angelique. Oh, Angelique put Mona Lisa's Smile as my fall movie recommendation. You know, I think I own the DVD for that, and I've never seen that. Stephanie put heart emojis. Alyssa said, usually animals give warning signs that something bad is going to happen. Somebody else said the dogs saw the coyotes. The dogs, this is where I have to be careful of how I say it. Because if I say the dogs didn't see the coyotes, then people will be like, oh, that's negative. He's being negative. Even me saying that and being sarcastic, people are going to be like, oh my God, what's going on? The dogs, I explained this. I was the only one that saw the coyotes. The dogs did not see the coyotes. The coyotes did not see the dogs. The dogs were behind me. I was holding their leashes. I stepped forward. I saw them out of the corner of my eye in the driveway. They never saw each other. But I think they probably sensed each other. I'm sure the coyotes sensed the dogs and the dogs sensed the coyotes. They had to have been. So Alyssa said, usually animals give warning signs that something bad is going to happen, either cats or dogs. Both you just got to pay attention to it when it happens. I think that's what happened. I do. I think like I think the dogs could sense it. The coyotes have never come that close before. And so the fact that they were sitting there, I'm sure they like sensed that Otis and Walter were out there. You're right. Bobby Joe said they absolutely knew the coyotes were there. Definitely stay on your side, Peter. Love you. Love you. Oh, we're getting the mail. Diana! I love Diana's comments because, hey, how are you?
Right.
Have you been on vacation?
No.
There was somebody else that was doing it for a couple days, some young guy.
I think I had a couple of appointments.
Are you cheating on us?
Really?
Have a good one. Diana's comments are always so sweet. So you know what? There's a lot of noise going on here. There's planes, all this kind of stuff. I'm going to end on Diana. So Diana comments on every single one of my channels, every single one of my videos. On my Peter Watches TV channel, she'll say, what are we watching today? Oh, Peter's so excited about it. Diana, your comments are so sweet. Diana put, we are on a warm, cozy, comfy porch, vlog time. Love you both always. Take care and stay safe. Love the pups. Have a relaxing evening and weekend. Relax and live in the moment. And Diana, I love you so much. And I love all of you. And thank you guys so much for watching my vlog. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for allowing me to just have the most amazing, the magically amazing life. I really, really do. And I appreciate it. And also thank you for listening to me explain all of that today. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I hope you guys are having, and I can promise you, tomorrow, we ain't doing all that. Tomorrow will just be fun, haha, all that kind of stuff. Ask me fun, if you made it this far, ask me funny or fun questions that I have never talked about in a vlog before, or like family history questions or recovery, anything you want to know. They don't have to be fun. Any questions you want to know that I've never talked about in a vlog before, and then I'll just do a vlog tomorrow answering, well, the whole vlog won't be that, but answering your questions. So if you made it this far, ask me some questions, and I'll do like a little Q&A on here tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. I hope you're getting a lot of rest and relaxation. If you have to work this weekend, I hope it goes quick. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.